Hello friends, how are you? In this session, I will show you how we can create a form in React.js and then how we can insert these form data into our database. So we will use the API and we will use Microsoft SQL Server for the database and we will use the React.js form for inserting the data. Okay, so if you watch the previous video, in my previous video, I have created a complete .NET 7 API project. I have created the database and in also created a table inside the database. So it is my suggestion to first watch the previous video if you want to get the complete idea how to create the APIs, how to create the uh, database and how to call the API from the React.js project. Okay, so in this video, basically, I will not create the project. The API project from the scratch. I will use the project that I created in my previous video, and we will just add an API, the insert data API. Okay, so let's me directly go to the project inside my. Let me close all the files. Okay, now I have to go to the React product controller, and here I have to add one another API for inserting the product data. Okay, and let me show you the table. It is our product table, and here currently I have only uh, three rows. Okay, now let me copy the code of the API. I have already write the API insert code. Now copy this, paste here, remove this line code, and copy the route from our previous API, paste here, and just give a name to the route, uh, insert product. Okay, and here let's me give a name to the API, to the function, and it will be insert product. Okay, now I will pass the complete product as a param to this insert product API, and here I will return the inserted product. Now this API will basically validate whether the product name, the product quantity is not null. Okay, once it is not null, that it will just uh, use use the add method of the context class, and then it will save the changes to the database in this line. And let's me also return here, return. Okay, and I will return the product list to my API. Okay, now let's me implement, let's me first check this API in the Swagger whether it's working or not. Now run the project. The project is running successfully. Let's me move to this API, and here let's me try out. Okay, now you can see that the product ID, but I will just apply the product name. So the product name will be mm, test product 1, and let's me pass here the quantity 212. Okay, let's me execute. It's return me 200. It's mean that it inserted the data successfully in the database. Let me see in the database. Currently I have 3 rows. Okay, now it inserted the new row successfully. Now I will implement, I mean these API, these insert API inside my React.js project. Okay, now let's me go to the React, and here I will add a form. Insert product. Okay, format the document, and here lets me put here an input field. So we remove these and give here the slash, and it will be type text. ID should be product name. Okay, format the document, and let me also give here a placeholder. Give product name, and let me add one another input field here. Format the document, and it should be number. Its ID should be quantity. Placeholder should be give product quantity. Okay, Control S. Go to the React project. Give product name. Give quantity. Okay, and let me give here one another break, and I will give here the Control X. Let me put here outside of the input, format the document, and let me give here a button for submitting the form. Submit. Okay, the button type should be submit. Okay, Control S. Okay, now I will give here the product name, I will give here the quantity, and once I click the submit, then these data I will send to the API, and then API project will insert inside the SQL Server database. Okay, now let me declare here two properties, I mean two variables for the product ID and product name. Name, uh, quantity. Okay, set name, set quantity. Okay, and initially its value will be empty, and its value will also be 0 initially. Okay, now let me copy name. The value of these input field will be name. Let me copy and also paste here, and I will give here the quantity. Format the document. Control S. Okay, now as I will give here an onChange function in React. Okay, and I will set name, and inside the name I will pass here an event.target.value. Event.target.value. Okay, let me also copy these for the quantity, and here I will set uh, quantity. Okay, Control S. Now let me give here the ID. Okay, and the name. Okay, now on click on submit, I will call the API. Now on the form submit, I have to call a function on submit handle product insert. Okay, and it will be the function. Now let me declare this function here. Constant handle product insert. Okay, and it will be an async function. Let me first here uh, event dot prevent default. Okay, format the document, and here I will declare a param. Let param is equal to name should be name. Okay, and quantity should be quantity. Okay, and here let's me define the base URL, and I will also copy the response. Because I am using the base URL two times, so let's me declare here in one place, in this place, and it will be a constant. Okay, and I will remove this one also for getting the API. No, it will be my base URL and it will be a post method, and I will supply here the param. Okay, and the API URL will be, oh, if I just go to the project, API URL will be insert product. So API React product, and it will be the complete URL. Format the document, and lets me put here a debugger, and I have now to run the project. Unexpected, it's giving me. I think I am doing some mistake in the code. Check one each child in the list should have unique key. Check the render of home. See why I am getting this error. Let's me copy this one. Sorry, comment this one. Format the document. Control S. Okay, now the error is gone. I have to pass the event here, and I have to remove this line. Control S. Okay. Now let's me put here the product name is uh, mobile, and let's me put here the quantity 10 and click on submit. Okay, now I have get the response whether we are inserting the product successfully. Let's me see in the database. Currently we have 4. Okay, now the product is inserted successfully inside the database. Now let's me go to the code again. I have to check here a condition response.data. Okay, is not defined. I have to show you here the alert data insert successfully. Okay, and I have also to empty the set name. I will make it empty, and I will have also to set the quantity to 0 if the data inserted successfully. Okay, format the document. Control S. Let's refresh. Okay, now here you can see that we have currently 5 uh, I mean rows inside our table. Now let's me refresh again. Okay, I have to give test product 3, test product 4, its quantity should be 50. Submit, data insert successfully. Okay, the form becomes empty. Go to SQL, check the result. The data is inserted successfully, but here we once I click on the submit, I am not getting the updated list. So for these, I have also to update the list when the product is inserted successfully. Now I have to do a very small changes uh, for these. Mm, I have to just insert a variable refresh count, refresh count, set refresh count, and I have to copy this one and paste here. Now these mean whenever the value of these variable change, then this code will be executed again. So I will change the value of this refresh count when I insert the data successfully in the handle product insert, and then I will change the value of the refresh count. So let's me add here set refresh count, refresh sorry, I will just updated its value. So its value will become by incremented by 1. Okay. Now let's me save. Go to the page. Here I have 6 rows. Mm, computer. Its quantity will be 45. Let's me click on submit. Data insert successfully. Okay. You can see that the list is also uh, updated successfully. Computer 2, computer 3, sorry, its quantity will be 3. Submit. Okay, no, the data is also, we are getting the updated list once we insert the data successfully. So it is basically the insert operation in React.js for inserting the data inside your database. So thank you for watching the video. Inside the next video, I will show you how we can update any record.